I've got hands all over the place, so raise the hands who want to speak. One other one. Okay, thank you. Mr. Novak, you identify yourself, who you represent. You have 5 minutes for your presentation. There may be questions afterwards.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. My name is Chad Novak. I'm here on behalf of the Saskatchewan Taxpayers Advocacy Group, which stands up for the individual rights of individual taxpayers, something that is desperately needed in our great city here. Speaking 5 minutes on 3 bylaws is going to be difficult, but I'll try my best to get through here. First thing is, on the Downtown Business Improvement District, there was mention of cherry picking here. I don't think there was any question of cherry picking. It was an ask to remove a complete 3-block zone. So we're not cherry picking businesses, and I want to make sure that the public understands that. Second thing is the Downtown BID, as you can see by the bylaw number, it sounds like the last time we've actually done quite a thorough review of the Downtown BID bylaws has been 2003, 13 years ago. A lot has happened since that time. I think it's time, especially given it's an election year, to really take a good look at the bylaw, perhaps update it. There's obviously some misconceptions out there, or confusion, or not knowing enough of what they can and will offer to businesses. I don't think that, personally, I think that they've lost their vision over the years, but that's my own personal opinion. And I think that revisiting that would certainly help strengthen their organization and strengthen the downtown as a whole. One thing that I personally would also like to have seen them do, and I was actually involved with one of their downtown town halls, and the feedback I got from them was not positive, was talking about parking downtown. They felt that they don't have as much of a say in that sense as opposed to the city, which I think they should be given ultimate say, because they are the ones that know exactly what happens downtown in terms of what can attract business downtown. And you wouldn't believe how many times I hear people say, I'm avoiding downtown because parking is horrible. I don't want to pay $2 an hour or whatever it is now. I don't know, because I don't pay the meters. I won't park downtown. But they won't come downtown because they don't want to take the risk of parking a centimeter too far from the curb and getting a parking ticket. They don't want to take a risk of going 1 minute over the time limit of the parking meter and getting a ticket. They don't want to take a risk of any of that stuff, and I understand that, and I think that that's one of the things that the Downtown BID should be standing up for, and I think that they would if they were given the autonomy to do that. So that being said, I think this year we certainly need to do a complete review of their organization and the bylaw. And one final thing on the BID, I know that one of the councillors had mentioned that if we're going to be those benefiting from the BID, we should be putting the levy on them. Well, in that sense, the entire city of Regina benefits from the BID, so let's expand the whole thing citywide. Because I know myself, way out in the Greens on Gardner, I benefit from the BID because I come downtown to visit quite often. I won't park downtown, but I'll visit it. I mean, I benefit from it, so why not charge me also? No. And then secondly, on the other 2 bylaws, this is something that is near and dear to my heart, is the sense of long-term community plans. This should be a wake-up call to City Council and anybody else that's paying attention to the situation, that we have 25-year community plans for a purpose. Here we have 2 bylaws, two situations where those community plans are basically useless. Why are we doing them? Why are we spending months upon months of all this work and putting our administration to work and putting thousands of however many hours into this work just to throw it by the wayside and allow these one-off applications to go through?
Mr. Novak, you have 1 minute.
Would I be allowed to have a little bit longer since I'm talking to 3
1 minute.
bylaws?
1 minute.
Yeah, I'll talk 5 minutes for the next bylaw then. Is that appropriate? Or?
You said you're talking all 3 bylaws, so you have 1 minute left.
Purpose of the OCP is to have residents have a plan. As we've seen tonight by the delegations, people bring these forward, and keep in mind that one person isn't just one person. One person is multiple people. The people that have the wherewithal to come forward and have the nerve to actually come forward and talk about it, that takes a lot of confidence, and I think that we need to make sure that we mention that. The point of the OCP is also to give a long-term plan. Westerra, for example, here we have an organization prior to this. I brought it up to you, Mr. Mayor, in the past, and still have no response. is the previous Westerra development was actually light industrial. In 2011, they were told they could not develop it for 25 years. They sold then to Harvard Developments, and now, all of a sudden, boom, they're allowed to develop it. And not that light industrial has been the plan all along, but now residential.
Mr. Novak, your time is up. I'm sorry, your time is up.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Other questions of the delegation? Thank you very much. You can return to the gallery. Now.